and I help women overcome infertility problems so that they can be the mother that they've always been longing to be, and they can have their miracle baby. So I'm here to share in this video a story that literally transformed my whole fertility journey. I think this story really captures the power of the mind and how it can affect the body. I remember reading this when I was struggling with infertility, and it literally changed my whole journey and my whole outlook. So are you ready? I remember reading it in a book about this man. He was a very, very sick man. He had pains in his body, he was sick, he was throwing up, he had so many things wrong with him. And he was admitted into hospital. And the doctors tried so many different tests and they couldn't find what was the problem. They checked his blood, they checked all the different things with his body, and they couldn't diagnose his illness. And so he just kept getting worse and worse and worse until he became bedridden. And then one Sunday morning, the surgeon came into the room and he had 10 students with him and a clipboard and one of those smart white coats. And he looked at this man's medical notes and he looked at the man, he did a couple of assessments, he checked his pulse, he checked his temperature, and he just said one word, just one word, and walked out the room. The next day, the man started to get better. His temperature went back to normal, he started to have energy. Within a couple of days, he was out of bed, even though they said that he'd be bedridden for life. He got even better and better and better, and within a week, they were able to discharge him. A man that they thought was on death row and had no hope and no diagnosis, they were able to discharge him within a week, just because of one doctor and one word. The nurses were really, really intrigued by this, and they called the man into the office and they said, you know, we don't understand, you know, you were in hospital for months, we couldn't figure out what was wrong with you, and then how come all of a sudden you got better? And he said, well, you know that really posh doctor, the one that looked like he was the manager, the top director of the hospital, the one that came in and he actually looked at my problems and he actually diagnosed me. He said that I have mortem, which meant that I had a label to it, which meant that I could get better because it had been diagnosed and I knew that I could conquer the challenge. What that man didn't know was that word mortem, the Latin translation of death. Can you imagine the difference in that man's outlook if he'd perceived this name that he thought was a diagnosis that helped him get better, or if he interpreted that word as the Latin meaning of death? Just take a moment to think about that. One word, two outcomes. That story really resonated with me because I actually realized at that point in time that I had control over my journey. I had control over the perception that I had. I was able to put my own meaning to the words the doctors said to me. I transformed the meaning of unexplained fertility where they couldn't diagnose it. I gave it a name and I just said it's not yet. It's already happened. It can happen. It's available to me. And I just started powering up my mind with my own beliefs. And when the consultant said, you know, this isn't available to you, you're going to be infertile, I just at that point decided that's not my truth. That's his truth. When they said, very unlikely to have your miracle baby, that wasn't my truth. That was their interpretation and I got to choose the meaning. And the meaning was that I needed some tools to help bring up an amazing child through love, support and nourishment and nurturing. And the tools that I learned, that I was able to overcome my fertility problems, actually helped me to be a better mom. They helped me with intuitive parenting so I know what my child needs without him having to tell me. The tools that helped me get pregnant were the tools that helped me have a positive pregnancy, the most perfect birth, and helped me in my journey of motherhood. So my message to you is just be careful whose opinions you let in and create your own meanings. Create your own explanations. Create powerful beliefs and give yourself powerful stories that help you on your journey to your miracle baby. Just remember the power of one word, the power of the mind, and the power that's within you. So I'd like to inspire you to never give up. Never give up because I know it's available to you. And if something's not working for you, try something else. There's so many different things that might be perfect for you. And just remember that it's not only going to help you with your fertility, it's not only going to help you with your pregnancy, but it's going to help you with a lifetime journey into motherhood. So I hope you've enjoyed my story and I look forward to hearing your comments. Live a life of miracles.